Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Radical Wisdom Conference. I am delighted to be back live with you again for one more amazing live conversation today with Anna Reidenbach. Welcome, Anna. I'm so excited and delighted to have you here with us today.
Thank you. It is my great honor, and thank you for everything you've put together. It's just been such a beautiful conference.
Yeah, absolutely. And I am really excited about your topic for today of timeline jumping. So we're going to jump right into that very soon, everybody. And everyone, as you're joining, go ahead and put your name and location into the chat so we can welcome you in. I will set up our YouTube live here, and then we will officially get started. All righty. There we go. All right, and we are live on YouTube now. So, hi, everybody watching on YouTube. Welcome into the Radical Wisdom Conference. And go ahead and put your name and location into the live chat if you're watching live, or the comments if you're watching this later as a replay. I am just making sure doing all my technology checks. Everything's looking good, so that is wonderful. And let me say once again, Anna, I am so excited that you're here with us. Welcome, Anna Reidenbach. Thank you for being a part of the Radical Wisdom Conference.
Thank you so much for having me. It's truly such an honor and a pleasure.
Yes, yes. So glad to have you here. So let me welcome those who are coming in on Zoom. Welcome, Rich in California, Therese in Northern California, and thank you so much, everybody who's coming back for many of the live interviews. It's so wonderful to have your presence here. Welcome, Dennis in Ireland. Welcome, Cindy in Australia. Ooh, it must be pretty early in the morning for you, Cindy. So thank you for joining us early in your day. Welcome, Sue in Toronto. Welcome, Avis in Louisiana. Janine from Wisconsin, Karen and Greg in Nebraska, Ann in North Carolina, Dara in Nevada, Lee in Denver, and many, many more. Petra in Germany, Susan in England, Mac in California, Ellen Marie in Norway, Mary in Georgia. Yay, wonderful to have you all here with us, and welcome to those joining over on YouTube as well. So, Anna is going to speak with us today about timeline jumping. I'm really excited about this, and it is so important for our radical new world building that we're not stuck in the old timelines anymore. So, I can't wait to hear what you will share about this, Anna. And let me just give a little introduction for you and your work, and then we will dive in. So, Anna Reidenbach is a creative impact coach, creativity engineer, and transformational offering expert. When you enter Anna's world, the creative energy stuck behind the shadow gets released. You send the offer you've been afraid to launch. You write from genuine expression. You put out that magnetic talk, and the impact you've always known was possible begins to match what's glittering inside of you. I love that. So powerful. With a master's degree in clinical and somatic psychology and Latino mental health, and deep training in transformational leadership, coaching, and shadow work, Anna blends strategy and stardust to help coaches and healers clear their blocks, elevate into their full magic, and create from that place of pure genius so you can make a breathtaking impact and receive the energy of abundance in return. Anna draws on her own journey through depression, somatic healing, and the delicious freedom that comes from trusting your unique gifts. Now she brings these teachings to hundreds of clients worldwide, helping them become known for their unique voice so they can change the world with their magic. Thank you, Anna, for this beautiful work that you are doing. And also, I just want to say thank you for being part of the Quantum School team as well, where we work a lot of magic, and you make everything more magical that you touch in the quantum school. So thank you for that, Anna.
Thank
And
you.
yes, and your topic for today is timeline jumping, the power of your gifts to create new realities. So can you begin by sharing with us, Anna, what is timeline jumping?
Yes, we can look at it in many different ways. The framework I hold is it's this way to elevate, to jump into a new timeline using the power of our unique gifts, our unique magic, either by expanding into new realms of our magic or by deepening into what we already have. And this is the first time I've ever shared this publicly, but I discovered this. I discovered this in a very unique and magical way, which was in 2019, or it might have been 2020. I began getting this magical sensation in my brain. I just felt this energy, like there was like lightning in my brain, and it was very challenging, right? As I watched one of the interviews with Dr. John Ryan, and he mentioned something similar. Like, when we get our superpowers, like we think about our gifts, our superpowers are like, yes, like yummy gifts. And a lot of times it's like a Spider-Man moment, right? We're like, wait, I'm like sticking to the wall. Like, what the F is going on? So so I just yeah, I can share a little bit more, but I can tell you wanted to respond.
Oh no, that's okay. Go ahead. I just love the
Okay.
Spider-Man moment. That's great. Like, hold on a second. Is this my gift?
Is this my gift, or am I like lighting things on fire and like sticking to the walls? So I began getting this electricity in my brain, and I actually thought something was wrong, but I sat back and I was like, okay, when does it happen? And I was like, it only happens in session with clients, never any other time. And it doesn't happen in every session, and it doesn't happen all throughout the session. So when is it happening? And it was happening when my clients were so lit up, they were just like so alive with something they were sharing. And it was something that could make beautiful impact in the world, or that was making beautiful impact in the world. And I began to notice this was their destiny energy. So we all have this energy of our gifts, and it's going to go on our timeline no matter what. We cannot escape our gifts, right? We're going to use them no matter what. But what I noticed is when we allowed them to be calm in their nervous system, because I worked with a lot of sensitives and empaths, me being one, we allowed them to be calm in their nervous system, and we anchored into their destiny energy, the power of their gifts, either by expanding it or deepening. Miracles happened for them. It's like someone who came for anxiety found the love of their life and got married. Like, people were getting raises, people were getting promotions. These were like not goals we had set, right? Their companies were asking them what they wanted on their contract. They were getting these incredible new jobs in like modalities that they just had never even considered. And I was like, wow, they are on a new timeline. So they still have their gifts, right? It's still going through, but they're claiming them in new ways, and they're ending up in an entirely different destination.
I love that. And of course, my brain makes astrological correlations to everything. I'm just thinking about like leaping out of the South Node energies and into the North Node energies, because that is our destiny timeline in the chart is the North and South Node. But this is so powerful. And what you're talking about too is like what happens when we step into alignment with life, our highest self, the universe. Like these things happen that like the raise or the relationship or whatever that we didn't even know was possible. And that's so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what do joy and pleasure and desire do in this process of working with our timelines?
Yeah. So it was really when they were feeling like lit up and delicious in their body, right, that my clients were able to find these new timelines. And actually, even you and I meeting Jocelyn, you gave an offering in 2023, and I felt like delicious and lit up and like, oh, I want to know more, right? And so when we go towards those points of light, right, how you said alignment, right, that's when the timeline opens up. And so what's really interesting though is we try to source this from our mind. And I love my mind. My mind is brilliant, creative. Like, I get so much good stuff from my mind. And like, it really comes from the body. And what's interesting though is we've shut down joy in this society. So if we've had depressed parents, for example, maybe we were loud or we laughed and it actually like hurt them. And so we learned that was bad. Or if we had trauma, joy and trauma can be linked, or even in the society, which is very, or Western society, which is very like linked to achievement. It's like achieve and achieve, but never like stop to just feel it and celebrate it. And so we're kind of cut off from the part of us that can actually access these higher timelines. And so when we train our joy and our pleasure and our desire, it opens it up in these really just unique and special and magical ways. And I find that it comes through in two ways. It's the expansion into our gifts. So we find something that lights us up and we like find the next thing and the next thing. Like you're really an expander, Jocelyn, right? Like, so we can really expand. We can really deepen, though. We can notice we're already giving our gifts, that we love the gifts that we're using, and we can own them and appreciate them. And as we deepen in, that is actually another way to um, yeah, to anchor into that sense of joy that opens up new timelines.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And I know, I mean, I've seen this in my own life. I've seen this with my clients that the more joy we're feeling, the more magic arrives, the more abundance arrives, the more of like what we really wanted can come in. It's like the joy opens the portals.
It totally opens the portals, right? They're the same frequency, right? The abundance and the joy. It's like it really allows us to step into new realities.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking too, there are, and I have certainly had this, there are times in our life where it feels really hard or impossible to access joy, you know. Is there guidance that you would say for somebody who's listening right now who's like experiencing depression or experiencing grief and, is having a lot of trouble? I know you have a beautiful process, so maybe that's the answer to the question, but I just wanted to put that out there.
No, the process on something different. Yeah, this is a beautiful question. And I actually the last few years were really challenging for me. So I have a joy process. I'll write down my moments of joy and how they feel in the body every day, and that's how I healed from depression. It's how I got off medication. Like it just made such a big difference. And the last couple of years, I was like, I can't feel this. Like it wasn't. I just had gone through some things in my personal life and I just wasn't able to access joy in the same way. And so it's a beautiful question because what I did is I began to access aliveness. I actually allowed myself to feel the emotions of anger and of sadness and like feel present in them and feel the aliveness. And I started doing a joy practice in a different way, which is I noticed the evidence of magic. So it might not have made me feel good. I might not have been happy in the moment. But if I was like, I need new pants hangers for my closet, and the next day I walked down the street and someone had like left out pants hangers, I was like, wrote it down. Okay, evidence of magic. If I'm like in my yoga class and I'm like, I'm cold and I really would like the door to be closed, but like, I don't know if I should speak up or get up. And someone like wrestles in a closet outside and the teacher gets up and closes the door, I'm like, okay, cool, magic, right? And so instead of those small moments of joy, I'm noticing the things that remind me that I'm still alive and like that magic still exists in the world.
That's so beautiful. Yes. And
Yeah.
this is something I've noticed through my uh most recent dark night of the soul, because the ones before that, maybe I wasn't ready to see this, but even when we are in a very, very difficult and challenging place, there is still magic in there. There's actually a lot of magic in there because something big and important is happening for us. So I love that, looking for the proof of magic.
Yeah, and I have this park I walk through every morning, and like normally, like I see the dewdrops and like they're sparkling, and it's like a rainbow, and I can just really, get into the pleasure. And I just was like, I don't care about this flower, and I like don't care about this sparkle. But there was this one like tree, and it had these really strange orange, like I don't even know if they're flowers, but they just like had these spiky things, and I was like, okay, I don't know if it's bringing me joy, but it's like so weird and so wild. And I feel alive when I look at it. And I would just sit by that tree and I would like ask myself, okay, like what are you feeling? All right, I can see you're feeling the sadness. All right, I can feel that. And I feel the alive, like your life is being lived now. And I can feel you're alive in this. And there was something really there's so many beautiful things. Like it can, you do astrology, right? So it catapults us to our destiny. It helps us heal our Chiron wound, all the things. But even just in the present, being able to just be present with our current experience and like love it can be its own kind of joy.
Mhm. Yes, and feeling the aliveness in that, just in this present moment right now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, would you be willing to lead us through a timeline magic process?
Yes, I would love to lead us through a timeline magic process. So we're going to shift into visioning. So I'm actually going to tell, if it's okay with you, I'm going to tell a little story first so that we can kind of get into our joy and our sparkles because we've been in the in the dark night of the soul. Um, so for the process, we're going to be looking at how to elevate a vision that you have for your life that feeds into the collective using your gifts. But you can also use a project. And I just want to share how this works. And I want to share the difference between expanding and deepening into gifts. And it's a story with my mom. I didn't tell her I was going to share this. I know she's watching, so hopefully this is okay. Thanks, Mom. Love you. Okay, so she, for a very long time, has done volunteer work at a historic house in Oakland. And Oakland, the part of Oakland that this house is in, it's in California. It's very dense, not a lot of green, anything like that. And there's this beautiful garden there. It has like fresh open space in the middle of a lot of density. And right now in that garden, there are so many volunteers, and there's like male volunteers, like bringing in the sacred masculine. They're like fixing the windows on this historic house, and they're gardening. And like, there's like teenage boys that come and do projects there, and they're getting to see like masculinity in a new light, I like to think. And they just had a middle school trip over learning about like our past and learning about gardening and how we grow things, and it's the project is on this timeline that is just beautiful. Like it's a beautiful timeline and it's really blossoming. The project was not always on that timeline. So I'm 47 now, and I think the one of the things I remember most growing up was my mom like talking about, oh my God, the foundation is going to fall over. Like, there's no way, like, we can, like, I just keep working at it, but there's just no way we can, like, save this house. Like, I don't see the way forward. And what was really interesting is when I began coaching, she was like, huh, you seem happier. Maybe I should try some coaching. So we found her a coach, and amazing coach. She did shamanism and sound healing and coaching, and it was gorgeous. So my mom went in kind of with this anxiety that I think a lot of us have of like, I need to find what's next. I need to make my impact. I need to express my gifts. Like, how can I help this world? And what she discovered is that her gifts are really to create beauty. It's to garden, right? She has changed the dishes every season since I can remember, like, because it's her way of holding reverence for the earth. And the dishes are the same. Her garden is the same. Like, it's the same as I remember it. She likes the same flowers. Like, nothing has changed except that she owns and honors that those are her gifts. And so when like people come to look at her garden because it's so pretty and they like want to bring their boyfriend or their child, like, and like, you need to smell the roses, she like lets herself like feel delicious about it. Like, yes, I gardened that. And so she began bringing that energy to this project of the historic house. And you can imagine new volunteers come. And there's this energy of like, oh, isn't compost fun? And this is glorious and it's fabulous. And we can do this. And that the whole energy of the project changed. So we can find new things to do. We can expand in new ways into our gifts. I love expanding into new ways into my that tends to be who I am. And there's ways to just deepen into them that are just as profound. And I think that can help us understand ourselves and others, right? Other people might not be being complacent. They might be deepening into their gifts. Other people might not being restless. They might be expanding into their gifts, and we can understand other people, our projects, and our cycles as well if we go through those cycles. So yeah, I just wanted to share that before our process.
That's such a beautiful illustration of this kind of magic. So thank you. I love it. I love it. And Gardens are magical. I mean, wow, just it's incredible. I've been doing a lot of gardening this spring and I am just in awe of Mother Earth and plants, the creatures. I mean, it's incredible. So,
Mm.
yes. Thank you, Anna's mom, for bringing that kind of magic to the world.
Yes, 100%. Um, my mom, really quick, my mom was a labor and delivery nurse before she retired, so she birthed babies into the world, and I never had kids. It just wasn't for me. But I like to say that I'm like the midwife of people's creativity. Like I help people birth their creative projects into the world.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Amazing.
All right.
So, yes, so if you feel free to take us into that process.
Yes. Okay. All right. With that, so I just wanted you to know a little bit about me so we could be in this process together. So we're going to do a visioning, and I'm going to take you kind of deep, but my invitation is that I am going to ask people to write things in the chat as well so that we can make this a collective visioning. So if you're able to, I encourage you to kind of be in your visioning process where you can still reach the keyboard and type some things in. I also really respect your sovereignty and authority, and if you're like I can't be by the computer right now, totally okay as well. But if you can be in that place to share, it's going to be really wonderful and powerful to create this together. And I'm going to just open up the chat for me so I can see it. Okay. Um, oh, and there's so many beautiful comments in here. Thank you everyone for engaging, and just really hopefully we can share some of these in a little bit. Okay. All right. So we're all just going to take a moment to get grounded. So if it feels good, you can just close your eyes. And you can just find all your toes. Maybe you just pick up all 10 toes. Maybe you just wiggle them around. Maybe you just put them back down on the earth. Really feeling your feet on the earth. Maybe you just take a nice, slow, deep breath in. If you'd like, you can put the tip of the tongue up at the roof of the mouth. That helps us with the vagus nerve. You just breathe in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. Or breathing out through the nose so you can keep your your tongue up there, actually. Just feeling the earth underneath you. You can feel my mom's garden. You can feel all of the beautiful dirt and compost and flowers. And you can also begin to feel source energy up above your head. This is pure light of your destiny. Maybe just begin to breathe this energy in, allowing it to place on your crown, allowing this energy to come through the third eye and really clean out your intuition. Maybe it comes into the throat, your ability to speak your truth, your sovereign power. And if any wiggles or movements come through, you can just let those come. Just nice, deep, slow breaths as you breathe this source energy into your heart. Really allowing yourself to love yourself right now just as much as you love others. Breathing that energy into your solar plexus, into your will, your ability to take action, create in this world. Breathing this source light into your pleasure center, your ability to create, to receive. And bringing source energy all the way down into your root, feeling grounded and safe and centered here. You can bring that all the way down, grounding it into the earth. And then just beginning to notice, imagining that we could wave a magic wand and you could have a vision of yourself 3 years into the future. 3 years into the future, into the next expression of your gifts. So maybe it's a deepening and an appreciation into them. Maybe it's an expansion. Just noticing 3 years into the future, right? You're offering your beautiful, sacred gifts to this earth in the most aligned, delicious ways that really light you up what would you really be expressing, creating, experiencing? And then seeing if you can just let you be here just for a moment, just really feeling that. Even if you can't see it, you can feel it. And then just seeing you're doing it exactly right. Whatever's coming through is exactly right. Just seeing if you can come into a frame, one image that really celebrates what you're creating 3 years into the future. It's one image. Mine is the keys to my condo. And I don't know where it is. I just know that I have them and that I'm about to have this beautiful party there. So just noticing a frame, an image of this vision. And when you feel that you have that clear enough, I would love you to write that into the chat. Just a few words. Maybe it's your retreat center. Maybe it's your office. Maybe it's that trip you're taking with your kids or your partner. Lee says a community gathering. Mary says total health, beautiful. Stacy, my visioning showed me a sense of expanded family and deep connection and community. Iona, a book, yes. S, a waterfall by my new mountain home. Cindy, in circle with others, sharing what I've learned about ancestral healing across the dimensions. Amazing. Phoebe, feeling in radiant physical health, glowing and strong. Francie, traveling around the world to share the light. Therese, walking on the beach with lots of energy and release from my chronic illness. Yes, holding that for you. And total full body wellness and no limitations with my body. Rich, I see my new garden with the expansive moon circle archway, sharing fresh produce with my friends and neighbors. Brenda sitting outside and birds and butterflies land on and convene with me. Monica, watercolor painting. Yes. Lady Dara, camping in the mountains with family. Okay, so just noticing, and there's so many more that are going to be streaming in. So just holding these beautiful visions, right? And I'm envisioning we have a reunion, right? We have a radical wisdom conference reunion, and we get to just after this process, you'll see how it will become possible for these visions to be true. So we'll get to share these again in 3 years. I'll just read a few more here. Gwendolyn, ceremony with resonant people ready to receive and share in joy and rose petals. Yes, Lori, I'm in the universe spreading the light to all the planets and stars. Yes. And grinning at the edge of the patio, having just run a powerful light language transmission for a group. Yes, Christina, ocean view in the tropics. Yes. And all of you who are amplifying each other, I love that too, right? You can always put an @ sign and you can amplify someone else's vision. It's so beautiful. Okay. So we're going to take these visions, all right? And we're going to do some timeline magic with them. Okay. So beautiful job, everyone. All right. So holding that vision, right? That frame, that picture of your vision. And as you see the fulfillment of this vision, just noticing how you feel, like almost like you could look at yourself having this vision. What do you see in yourself? And what do you feel in yourself as you watch yourself create or celebrate this vision? So just feeling that for a moment. You're watching this like a movie and you're just like, oh, wow, I'm so proud of this person. Really seeing that. And then noticing if there's anyone else in the scene there with you and having them see you through their eyes. What would you look like through their eyes? And it can be a guide, it can be an animal, it doesn't have to be a person, it could be a pet, any being, right? How are they seeing you in this vision? What are they just holding and honoring for you? So allowing this vision to become holographic with this new perspective. And then if you're able to, just bringing in one more perspective. So again, it could be another person there. It could be your guides. It could be someone from this circle, right? What are they seeing in you as you celebrate this vision? And you're just going to notice, I invite you to notice this holographic, energetic vision, and you can just um, set it aside for one moment, and we're going to find your timeline. Okay. So energetically, just placing this holographic vision to the side and just noticing, how do you see your timeline? It might be from back to front. It might be from left to right. It might be diagonal. It might be swirling. Just noticing how you notice your sacred timeline. And just noticing if you can see a color. Um, is it, golden light? Is it rainbow? What direction does your timeline go? What color is it? And if you get an image, I would love you to place that in the chat, to the direction of your timeline and a color. And if you can't quite see it yet, just imagining that you could. If you could just let yourself be in a storybook. If you could see your timeline, what color would it be? What shape? What direction? Mine switches. Today, mine goes from back to front, and it's gold with rainbow, sparkling. So just noticing what your timeline is today. Iona, vertical gold, Stacy, gold and pink energy, bubbles, love that. Mary, vibrant green, rich from back to front. And I see green, lots of green. Therese, mine is a meandering figure eight with soft pink glowing energy, starts from the top and goes down in a figure eight. Cindy, swirling and the purple shimmering light. Gwendolyn, spiraling pink and golden from the heart and solar plexus into the universe, flowing. Yes. Avis, back to front, was golden. Now it's dark. No worries at all. Beautiful. We can activate that again in just a moment. Phoebe, it's going from back to left to front, black with pink accents, amazing. Okay, curvy road towards the right, fall color tree lines. We also have swirling, spiraling vertical. We have goes up to the universe, golden sparkles. All right, amazing. Okay, so go ahead and coming back to your timeline. So you can just close your eyes again, just reactivating your timeline. If it went dark, no worries, you can reactivate it now. So just noticing the direction of your timeline, noticing the color. You're doing amazing. You're doing exactly right, whatever it is for you. And then we have this holographic vision, right, that we set down. So you can just pick up your holographic vision energetically or physically, if that feels good to you. And then you can just imagine that you're taking that and you're just floating up, 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 up into the cosmos, where you can see yourself and your timeline. And you can maybe even see so many others of the timelines of this group here, up, up into the cosmos, looking down at you, looking down at your timeline. You can see that timeline stretching into the moment of your birth, maybe even before into soul memory, the cosmic DNA. You can see that timeline coming into where you are now, who you have become. And then maybe you see your cosmic timeline 3 years into the future, wherever that is for you, on the line, on the curve, in the bubbles, 3 years into the future. And you pick up your holographic vision and you take your energetic hands that can get so long, they can just reach down and they can place that vision into your timeline 3 years into the future. And you might notice a little sparkle or a wiggle or a flash as you put that in. And just noticing that sparkle on your timeline and noticing the sparkles all across the globe as everyone in this conference adds a beautiful vision that is the expression of their gifts into their timeline. And then maybe you notice that your timeline begins to move and rearrange, almost like there's fibers of it. And you can just watch these fibers begin to glow. And this energy, this glowing energy, goes from that 3 year vision to where you are now. It glows, it sparkles, it shines all the way back to the moment of your birth, all the way back into your soul memory. It's just rearranging, reforming, sparkling up. You can see that you're still up above. You can see all of these different timelines beginning to sparkle and shine across the globe. And maybe this even allows some past versions of yourself to just release something. They knew all along that it had already been done. They knew all along that this beautiful vision was coming and they could trust. So maybe you can let some past versions of yourself trust and just release some of the things that maybe had been held in the timeline. And you can just allow that sparkling light to come from your soul memory, to come into your birth, to come from there all the way into who you are now, just cleaning, sparkling, shining up that timeline, reshaping it. You can watch that sparkling energy going back into the 3 year vision and even further out into the future. And just feeling your timeline just radiating with love and joy, right? Just breathing in life and just allowing yourself to exhale anything that's not your aliveness. And you can just give yourself a little hug, a little squeeze, a little thank you for doing this sacred work, noticing everyone all across the globe, right? Noticing how our collective timeline is now sparkling with all of these gifts activated, all of this beauty in the world. And with that, you can take one more nice deep breath. And you can just begin to come from up above back into your body, back into this moment in time, but just keeping that magic, keeping the clearing that happened, keeping the vision that's coming forward, and just beginning to ask yourself. So when we have our 3 year reunion, right, of the Radical Wisdom Conference, and we're all here on Zoom again, or we're watching later on, and you're telling people, oh my God, it happened. I have that archway and I'm giving food and I have my book and I have vibrant health. When you're saying it came true, how surprised on a scale of 1 to 10, how surprised will you be to tell all of us that? 1 being not surprised at all, 10 being very surprised. How surprised will you be that you created this vision? And I would love you to place that number in the chat. How surprised will you be when we have our reunion and you have this gorgeous vision coming true? All right, 3. I love this. A couple of threes, right? Meaning that you know it's done, that you just like it feels good. And if it's a 10, that's amazing too. Wherever you are, just from 1 to 10. And I love this. Gwendolyn, both 0 and 10. That's where I am actually today. I'm kind of in some liminal space. So I feel you. Francie, just it's going to be a 10. It's going to be so surprising. Mary, it's going to be a 10. Therese, it's going to be a 4. Amazing. And what this does is it just signals to the subconscious mind that it's done. So that's why we like, because your subconscious is like, yep, it's done. This is how surprised I will be. So this is actually a very important part of the process. So thank you for playing along here. All right. We have joyful threes, twos, twos. Okay, amazing. All right. We have so many more coming in. So thank you so much. And that is our timeline process.
Thank you, Anna. That was just so beautiful. I went really deeply in there. I was like in the other realm. So thank you. It's really beautiful how you guide these powerful experiences. And so many people are saying like that was really powerful. Um, so thank you for that experience and that stepping into the future reality of the timeline shift in a very, very experiential way. It's really amazing. I know everybody's like making amazing comments in the chat, so that's great. And for those who are listening later, tell us in the comments your whatever you want to say about this and give us your number and you know definitely be part of this and engage with it. This is such a powerful practice.
Thank you. And I want to give a little credit to one of my mentors, Carolyn Elliott. I learned this in one of her containers, and I changed it up to be a little bit more global, but just always nice to honor our teachers. So thank you.
Yes, amazing. Amazing. So now that we have felt that and maybe seen it or felt it or however it comes through, you know, for each person, what do we need to really fully shift into that timeline? And I think some
Mm-hmm.
of us are already there. Like those who put twos and threes, it's like, yeah, no, I know I'm going to do this. It's all good. But what advice would you give us, Anna, for how we can really fully shift into that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we want to stay in the field of possibility, right? It's already done. And we want to make sure that we're staying on this timeline that it's already done, right? And so it is, again, just always anchoring into our gifts and also making sure that our nervous system is like supported and can be in its most alive and joyful state so that we have more possibilities, right? When we're in a stress response, we actually biologically shut down because it helps us survive. And so we want to do our best to be in the state of possibility because we don't know how the vision is coming through, right? Like a lot of times it comes through in really unexpected ways. And so we want to be in an open and expansive space for that. And so whatever that is for us, if it's, you know, our walks, our tea, our meditations, for me, I always do really good with support. So Kathleen, who you know very well, is one of my power partners. She's a speaker here too, and she's my teammate in the quantum school. And we just keep each other, like we let each other know when things are challenging and we need like some mirroring, and we let each other know when things are amazing and we need some sparkling up. So having power partnerships, having communities that can help us stay in that place of possibility. Coaching is another beautiful thing. And one thing that I really notice can be helpful if we are practitioners is we're taking people through these like psychedelic kind of experiences. Like that was kind of psychedelic, right?
Uh-huh.
Like,
Yeah,
so astrology reading, tarot, all of these, like it's these big insights. And yet we need a space to ground them. So we need the preparation for the space and we need the integration after. And so that is one of the things I love to do is support people to put that into their work so that the world can transform at a quicker rate, that we stay in the timelines that the insights have brought us to.
I love that. Yes. So tell us also, and I love the comments are still popping in. I love everybody is just receiving so much from this. Um, how the CEO of your unique magic, I know that's a framework that you work with. So tell us about that and how does that support this work?
Yes. Um, so the let's see, I think I've I've expanded. It's now the CEO of your sacred gifts. I began with it's the sacred CEO of your unique magic. I know I've been developing my gifts. I was like, that's kind of a mouthful, but the full name is becoming the sacred CEO of your unique magic. And the idea is like we we get to be responsible for how much of our magic gets actualized in this lifetime. It is actually like up to us. We are like the chief executive officer of our magic, right? Like,
Yeah.
like and the world needs our magic, right? And so there's an inner framework and an outer framework. So I call it the sacred CEO. And the reason we always want to anchor into the sacred first. We can do deep transformational work when we're really resourced. So we want to find our power. We want to find our joy. We want to find our aliveness, our sparkles, like, that groundedness, who we are, and like, the full expression of ourselves. And when we are grounded into what is sacred, then we can begin to clear. Like a lot of us hold this residue, right? We cleared a little bit of it today from past versions of yourself, but we hold these thought loops, or we're reacting in response to old memories or things like that. And so we want to clear that. That leaves kind of a void though. And so in that void, we want to elevate into the version of ourselves who can create these new realities. And then once we become who we're meant to become, right, then we can operate at that frequency. So sacred CEO, that's the inner work. And then I work with a lot of creatives who, are putting out projects. So if we want to take it further, we can use that for the outer work. Again, anchoring into what is sacred for us, and then we can create something new, birth something new into the world. We can elevate that, right? We want to make sure it's really, we don't just want to speak, says one of my mentors, Dr. Claire Zammit. We want to be heard. So we want to make sure that what we're putting out is received, right? So we want to elevate, engineer, experiment with what we're creating so it really meets the needs of those who are waiting for it, and then we can offer it like with marketing and with words and all the delicious things. And it's the cycle, right? And then you might create again and elevate it, recreate, sort of tweak things, re-engineer it, right? And re-offer it. And same with the inner, right? We might get to a place where we're operating from a certain baseline, and then we're like, oh my God, but there's so much more available to me. And so we're kind of holding these I almost like think of them as holding, like we're holding these powers in our hands, and we're just churning these circles so we can have more and more magic and offer it out to the world.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I know you have a wonderful free gift for us that is aligned with that. So would you want to say a few words about your free gift as well?
Yes. So I have a free gift called Become the Sacred CEO, or Become the CEO of your sacred gifts. And it's an assessment. It's some of my favorite questions that I have developed over 8 years of being a coach. And you can fill it out, and you will get back a personalized PDF that has the questions in kind of a unique order that's really going to help you see what's sacred to you, like who are you in your power, what you're clearing, what you're elevating, and how you can operate from that frequency. So it's the inner part of this. So it's a beautiful free gift, and the questions are really just some of my favorites. So I hope you very much enjoy it. And I do actually read through each one as well. So just know that each one is like a little love letter to me, and I love hearing about the work that you're doing in the world.
Amazing. Amazing. So I put the free gift link and information in the chat here on Zoom. So definitely everybody go and claim that free gift. Sounds truly wonderful. And if you're watching this later as the replay, just scroll down a little bit below the video and you'll see Anna's free gift link right there. And Anna, can you tell us more about where can people find you online? And do you have any new upcoming fun things that you would like to share with us?
Yes, I have so many fun upcoming things. I'm in a season of creativity. It was kind of, I went through a little winter stage, and we are like in full gardening spring here. So
Great.
so yeah. So you can go to coachannareidenbach.com. You can see there's different offerings, but I have a few free ones coming up. On Monday the 8th, there's a masterclass, the Your Magnetic Offering Masterclass. And so that's if you're a coach or a healer or a guide, and you're really wanting to develop your unique methodology or really be able to explain the transformation that you offer. So that's on Monday, and there's prizes. You can actually win a session with me. So fun prizes there. Kathleen and I will be doing a joy course in July. My favorite thing. It's how you feel joy in the body. And like it's It's what got me through depression. I'm going to bring in the evidence of magic. It's completely free. And it's a way to resource yourself and this world. So we're going to do that on Sundays in the US. So that'll be Mondays for Australia and New Zealand. It'll be at 2 p.m. Pacific. And and I have a group coming up as well. If you are really wanting to dive deeper into creating your offering in the world and regulating your nervous system at the same time, I have a beautiful mastermind experience coming up, as well as I offer one-on-one coaching. So that is all available on my website.
Amazing. Amazing. And I would imagine if people get your free gift, will they get your emails and start getting your information that way too, right?
Yes, yes. And for the masterclass, since it's coming up so soon, I will send out an email. But if you're worried about missing it, you can just go to coachannareidenbach.com and it's right there on the front of my website. And if you do miss it, I'll send out the replay. Don't worry.
Okay, perfect. Wow. Well, thank you for this, Anna. I want to open it up for everybody to ask questions as well. Um, and I just want to say this has been so powerful and beautiful. And I just, yeah, deeply honor your work around all this and like helping us to break through, break free from the old, find our joy, find our passion. You have such a gift for this. So thank you for bringing it here into the conference.
Oh, thank you. And thank you, Jocelyn, for being such a guiding light and mentor. I will just share this. I am a sensitive soul. I'm a recovering shy person. That's what one of my clients likes to say. I'm a recovering shy person. But I would not turn on my camera before I met Jocelyn. And so just like when you say you're a visibility coach, like it is 100% true. And
Oh,
it's just such a delight to be able to have my camera on and like share myself and my gifts in this deeper way.
yes. And the world, at that time when you weren't turning your camera on, the world was waiting for you to turn your camera on because your gifts are so needed. But yes,
Yeah.
thank you for your kind words. It is my joy. And yes, my clients are all like me too, highly sensitive, highly empathic, very, people who feel deeply. So I am all in for that, for how we can all shine our lights
Yeah.
in this at this important time. Okay, so let's see. Bridget says, I felt a universal spaciousness during the playful visualization. I sensed I am being of service for the greater good by being present with love. Love that, Bridget. So beautiful. Um, Question from Bridget. Have you heard from others who had a universal expansive sensing in multidimensionality during this kind of timeline jumping process? Less personal, more universal.
In this particular process, haven't heard that, but yes, a lot of times when we are visioning, right, our gifts are the deepest expression. It's our destiny energy. It's what lights us up, but it's what is going to make the biggest impact on this earth. So, of course, we're going to go into these multidimensional realms and really be feeling the timeline of this world. I've also never shared this particular practice in this way where we were looking at each other's timelines. So I think it would make a lot of sense that you were having that experience because I had created it to support us to connect in that way. So thank you for letting me know that it worked.
Yeah, the part where you said, Anna, to at least I think this is what I heard. This is what I saw for sure, like to see all of our timelines, those of us who are here in this, container together. And that was like, whoa, this is incredible. Like this is the radical new world right here. We're already in it.
Yeah, I created that for this conference. So I hadn't so that thank you for letting me know that it landed in that way, right? That we really got to see the radical new world building in front of us.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. And I want to say too, I didn't say this when you mentioned it before, but about you having your camera on and now you're having your camera off and now you have it on. Thank you for your courage, truly, because it takes great courage to make that shift. And, thank you for believing in yourself. It's so beautiful to see.
Mm. Thank you. There's a lot of clearing, a lot of elevating, right?
Yes.
And a lot of needing to learn how to operate at a new frequency. And I think, and what I wanted to say too is that's my story, but I know it's the story of so many people here, right? How many of us here, like whether it's turning on your camera or putting out that post or just speaking to like a friend or a loved one or a partner, like being able to use our voice in deeper ways, it's so many people's stories. And that's, I think, what both you and I are here for, Jocelyn, is to like
Mm.
expand, help people expand in that way, including ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's my story as well. It was just, it was like 11 years ago now that I started doing all this, but that it was terrifying. It was completely terrifying at that time. But
Yeah.
there's this call from the soul, right? We know we need to do it. We know that it's meant to be. So we just find our courage and make it happen.
Yeah. Can I say one? And then I want to answer the questions and have that. But I learned this the other day, terra-sighted. So it's the combination of terrified and excited.
Yeah.
And it's like very helpful for me. It's like, how are you? I'm terra-sighted. Like it is so terrifying and it's so exciting and it's our aliveness, right? And how do we lean into the aliveness? Yeah.
That is some real aliveness in that terra-sighted space. Yes. Gwendolyn says, I'd love to share on that. Also, I think referring to what Bridget said, from the universal to the personal, a highlight of the experience in my vision was I am not in the center, and simultaneously, I feel fully seen, heard, and celebrated. That's beautiful. Thank you, Gwendolyn. And let's see, lots of beautiful comments. Fran says, perfect word about terra-sighted. And Bridget says, I call it nervous excitement. Yes. That's one of the things for so many clients that I work with when we're in that conversation about like, are you ready to step in? And there's this important presencing of it is okay to be excited and slightly terrified. Like that is okay. That's actually a really good place to live, not all the time,
Right.
but some of the time, because that
Yeah,
means we're about to take a big leap.
definitely. There's a question earlier, much earlier. Is it okay if I read that
Yeah.
one? Pervin says, thank you, Anna. Is someone still on the path to know my gifts? How can we help the process along? And finding like allowing joy in the body, like because that lets us know what lights us up, and then we can feel those sparkles and we can begin to follow them. So if you don't know what to do, practice like knowing what your aliveness and your joy feels like in the body. That's one way. There's many ways.
Beautiful. Yes.
Yeah.
If there are any more that you saw, Anna, that I didn't see and you want to respond, go right ahead.
I want to read this from LaDonna. I did research of community gardens in Buffalo, New York for my PhD, and having a champion for the garden makes such a difference. Your mother is that champion. Oh, I have chills. Um, yeah. Oh, and I got a message from my mom. My mom's here. And she says, I love you, Anna, mom.
Oh,
Love it.
beautiful. S is saying, Anna, can we choose any number of years in the future dreaming, or is there anything specific about 3 years?
Beautiful question. One of the first coaches I worked with, her theory was 3 years in the future is long enough that we're still feel like the same person, or close enough that we still feel like the same person, but far enough away that we can kind of imagine a totally new possibility. So 1 year in the future, sometimes our nervous system doesn't come along with us. Our mind can kind of visualize it, but our body's like, yeah, but like, can you actually get that done? So there's something about 3 years that tends to expand the nervous system, but allow our mind to still believe that like we are there in it. Beautiful
Yes,
question.
total sense. Let's see. Gwendolyn says, question regarding your work, Anna. Do you also support people finding completely new ways of sharing more organically and outside of the understanding your clients sort of way? Um, I don't know if we need more information about that question.
I might, if you could give me a little clarity, let me, um, so I do, so I help people build like a delicious relationship with themselves, like who they are becoming, right? Kathleen actually sent this beautiful quote to me from the Gene Keys that I'm not going to say right, but um, our life's purpose is who we are becoming, and our life's work is like what we do with that becoming. And so the first part of the process is, how do we know ourselves and share ourselves and like honor our truth and speak. And so I do a little bit of that work. Mostly I work with soulpreneurs and um, coaches and healers, but I still do in my practice work with people that are just like beginning to develop their gifts and just want to be able to express themselves in new ways.
Okay, wonderful. All right. Any other questions? Let me check on YouTube. Let's see. Melanie on YouTube says, yes, I say nervous sighted. Love that. And oh, Kathleen says, co-creating with fairies in our magical forest tree houses as we sit in sacred ceremony. That's beautiful. Okay. Um, any other questions, everybody? Last call for questions. And thank you all for the beautiful comments all throughout our time together. It's so wonderful to receive those.
Beautiful. Is it okay if I read just a couple of these comments before we
Yeah,
close?
absolutely.
Cindy, who I know is up at 6 a.m. from in Australia, so thank you, Cindy, writes, I know I'm on track and thank you for the opportunity to see and express that, right? Isn't that powerful when we all express our gifts together? Avis, you are such a joyful light. Thank you. I receive that. I very much appreciate that. Um, um, Gwendolyn said, love the sparks and doing that together. Enjoyed this so much and feeling so much healing and peace, right? Isn't that cool that we can send that back to like past versions of ourselves and like, wow, like what that opens up, like just so amazing. Phoebe, amazing client of mine, says Anna's support in crystallizing and birthing projects is amazing. Thank you so much. And yeah, there's just so many more, but I just wanted to highlight a couple of those.
Yes, so beautiful. So beautiful. Well, thank you, Anna. I can't thank you enough for this beautiful experience and the vision that it gave me as well, because I saw things in there that I haven't seen before. And that's amazing. That's amazing. So thank you. And I know everybody has just received so much from this experience.
Do you want to do you feel called to share anything that you saw? You don't have to. I think I was like, where's my condo? And I'm like, is it? I can't. I used to think I knew which city it was, and I was like, I feel like it might be in Panama now, where you're building the
Retreat
Sacred
Center.
Planet Retreat Center. I was like, I think my timeline might have jumped. Yeah, if you want to share anything to close this out, you're welcome to, and you also do not need to, but I would love to hear.
Yeah, I'll share a little bit of it. Some of it feels really still personal. I mean, so it was so new. But yes, I definitely saw the retreat center in Panama, the Sacred Planet Retreat Center. And something in Costa Rica too, that's part of what I hadn't seen before. And love both of those places so much. So that was interesting. Hadn't seen that before. And the expansion of the sacred travel, which I have some sense of, but like there's something really big coming with that. So I got to see a little bit more about that. So yeah, exciting things.
Thank you.
Yeah. But yes, thank you, Anna, so much. And yeah, really. And thank you, Anna's mom, for being here with us as well. Yes. Yeah, and thank you everybody for being on live. Also, thank you to those watching this later as a replay. I hope you have received so much and really enjoyed it. And yeah, we will gather again tomorrow. Tomorrow is day 5, final day of the Radical Wisdom Conference. We will meet again at 10 a.m. for our first interview of the day tomorrow. So I look forward to seeing you all then. and have a beautiful rest of your day until that time. Thank you
And
again.
see you all in, yeah, and see you all in 3 years, right? When we have our
Yes,
reunion and we tell each
reunion.
other the vision that we
I can't
created.
wait.
So see everyone tomorrow at 10 and in 3 years.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Well, thank you again so much, Anna. And oh, yeah, somebody said in Panama. Yes, it'll be in Panama, the reunion. We already know that.
Yes, it will.
All right. Well, thank you, Anna. So much love to you. And much love to everybody out there. Bye for now. And I'll see you again soon.